This is me saving the world. What a non-criminal act I've just committed. I might be a sentinel, but that don't make me a good man. If I'm the hero, the new laws count? Probably not.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are playing Graves mid today. It's actually a pick that's starting to become more popular as people are realizing how OP it actually is. He is being played as an AD assassin. That is because he has absolutely insane AD scaling. His scaling is so insane that in the later stages you can pretty much just one-shot any squishy target with your basic abilities, and your auto attacks are gonna deal insane amount of damage as well. On top of that, he's also pretty tanky because of his C. So normally when you play him in the early game, you want to be pushing. You can use your auto attacks and your Q to push the waves, and you want to push because his auto attacks get body blocked by the minions. So if you push, then you have a much easier time to trade with your opponent and also harass them under the tower. Always try to push the wave, but also be careful of the enemy jungler, so it's important that you have good vision around. Your E is an auto attack reset, so remember that as well when you trade, so you get one auto attack off, then instantly you C, so you get that second auto attack off really fast as well. And when you do push, then of course the jungler is going to gank you quite often. Thing is, if it's an AD champ, then you are pretty tanky as well, because you do get all of those resistances from the E, and unfortunately you won't really be able to keep those stacks up because they don't work on the minions. But it doesn't really matter, if you're in a fight then you should be able to stack that up. Just keep pushing, and remember that when you go for all-ins, you try to be in the melee range of the enemy champion so they get hit by all of the bullets. That's going to deal more damage. And that is also true for when you want to push, you know, get as much damage onto a minion as possible. For example, the cannon minion. If you want as much damage as possible, then you go super close so all of your bullets hit it, and then you get more damage out of it. So you are running Electrocute, and that is because it is Assassin Graves. You're not really online this early on in the game. You want at least the Serrated Dirk, the item that gives you lethality. At that point and onwards, you just become absolutely insane. The damage is crazy. It is something people are abusing in high elo, especially in the Korean ladder. That's where this all started. And now people are slowly picking it up in US and NA. And the rest of the world as well. It is really fun to use as well. But you have to know how to maneuver around minions when you try to trade, because if enemy champions hide behind the minions, then of course your auto attacks will be body blocked and then you're going to lose a lot of damage. That's why you always want to be pushing when possible. The only reason we died right here is because we tanked too many auto attacks from the minions as well. But now we got this Serrated Dirk, and just watch how much damage we are getting because of how well he scales with AD. Like, his stats are absolutely insane, and that's also the reason that this playstyle on Graves is also really good late game, because you're just gonna one-shot AD carries as well. And if you look at the enemy team, then all of them except Hecarim are squishies, so it's going to be even more fun when you get to play against squishy team comps. Just look at that damage onto set. That was just a Q and a W. Remember that the second part of your Q, that's where a lot of the damage is coming. So I want to make sure that you hit that. And if it collides with terrain, if you use it towards the wall or something, then it's going to come out much faster. So that's why you want to be pushing the waves, and then you can try to hit the enemy champion under the tower. And he went down just like that. That is the burst potential you have on Graves when you hit that level 6. Because your ultimate also has insane scaling with AD. So we got to punish that guy for camping us or for trying to do so. That always feels good. Now when set is level 6, you also have to be careful. It is an assassin after all, and he can block a lot of the damage. Not block it, but dodge it. When you play against Zed, then of course you want to bait out his W first. If it's on cooldown, that's when you can go in and trade. Getting hit by both of these shurikens, it is going to put you at a massive disadvantage for when he has his ultimate up. So your Q guys, very soon it is going to start one-shotting the minions. So this pick also has really good wave clear, so it actually has a lot of the things that you need from a mid laner. And now we got some sustain as well in the build. So if we are low HP, we don't always have to base, we can heal up from the minions. So that's always nice to have. Pretty easy farming with Graves as well. Just have to understand how his auto attacks works. He has the AoE part. And wave clear has already started to come online. So you saw how fast you're able to clear out the waves. So if you're on a matchup you don't really want to play in, then you can just spam the wave and then just start roaming guys. Be careful though that you don't really have any bonus mana items, so if you spam your abilities then you will run out of mana. That's why I'm being a bit conservative with the E as well. I'm not really spamming it on cooldown to get that auto attack reset off when we take down wards and towers and such. I will do it for the tower plates though, that's for sure, because you're getting a lot of gold. And that's a pretty easy burst right there, so people will always greed for minions. It's gonna happen every single game, so if you are able to abuse it, then you can also secure yourself leads that way by taking advantage of their greed. So we can get a tower plate right here. That's another free 160 gold. Once we get that first mythic item, that's where our damage becomes ridiculous. You already have a lot of damage with this serrated dirk, but upgrading that into the clips will be a big power spike. So now we got the big power spike here, so next item will be the boots. And you are using the berserkers, the attack speed boots, because it makes you reload faster, so it feels a lot smoother to use Grace while also giving you more damage overall. You can also go for the armor boots because they have so many AD sources that would also be really good. But berserkers are a lot more fun to play with. With this build right here, you're just looking to one-shot people anyway, so you don't really care about resistances. You just want as much damage as possible so people go down in a single combo. So you want damage and not really resistances unless you really need it. Another tower plate before they expire in 3 minutes. Just one Q on the wave, guys, and you can see all the minions disappearing just like that. So that is because of the AD scaling on the second part of his Q. Just gonna straight up obliterate the minion wave, so it allows you to roam if you want to. Or punish the enemy laner if he's trying to roam without showing in the wave. So it is a champion that has prio in a lot of matchups, so that's also another reason why he's so good right now. Because if you have prio, then you'll be able to help out your jungler first, especially if they are contesting the Scuttle Crab. And we also got the first tower of the game. Super good wave clear. Super strong 1 versus 1. And he can also burst down multiple targets at once because his abilities are AoE, his Q, W and assault. Actually messed that up a little bit here. I should have gotten off one more auto attack and he would have been dead, but this should show you how strong this champion actually is in the mid lane. Got the berserkers, and if you're wondering why, I mentioned earlier that he reloads faster with attack speed, so it becomes a lot smoother to use and you also get more damage. And since we are playing Assassin Graves, we don't really care about resistances, so we are not going for the armor boots. Because otherwise, if you played any other champion, then most of the time we would have went for the armor boots because they have so many AD sources. And if you do get to stack up that grid, then you also get a ton of armor that way, and then assassins you lane against are going to become pretty much useless. They will not be able to do anything against you, and AD assassins mid are in meta right now, so you're going to face a lot of them. So Graves is definitely a good pick. The Sekirim is just getting absolutely destroyed this game. We can go for the dragon right here. On Graves, you either FK push and look for a kill in the mid lane, and if that's not possible, then you just FK push and roam. You want to get yourself ahead, and the easiest time to do so is in the early game where people don't really have resistances yet, so you can definitely abuse the bot laners if you are able to roam in time. Just gonna flank the set right here. Way overextended, he is not respecting the flanking potential of Fiddlesticks. He already died to that once. And that long range ultimate coming in for the finishing kill. Also good to pick up low HP targets that are trying to run away. Remember that you can also use your ultimate to jump over walls with. If you need another escape tool besides your E and your flash, then your ultimate can also be used. And that's something you only want to do if you really need that dash. It always feels really good to have that wave clear as well. It is definitely super OP. Got the collector, so that's another assassin item. But the good thing here is that it also gives you crit. And on Grace you want to be building lethality into crit, because crit scales into the late game, and since you have so much damage from your auto attacks, you can amplify that with crit as well. So important stat that you will be rushing right after your lethality item. At this point right here, we can actually one-shot something like a Draven with just 2 auto attacks. That's how much damage we have, and that's also how well Graves scale.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Just remember to always pick up farm. If you can't do that in the mid lane, then you just go to the side lane. And when you don't have teleport, you use ignite with Graves, then you just want to stay close to that lane where the objective is up. So right now the herald is up, so that's why I'm staying top side. If the dragon is up, then I would win bot side. You can go to the opposite sides if you have teleport, that is the goal of it, but when you don't, then you need to be close to the objectives. And that's a crit right here, got straight at one shot. It's a bit unfortunate that the minions popped that shroom right there, otherwise I think that we could easily have survived and taken down Hecarim as well. But this is what Graves can do, and of course this damage is AoE, so if a lot of people are stacked up, then you can use that Q, auto attack into ult, and they're gonna get one shot. If the enemy team is starting to build a lot of armor, guys, then you can just go for Lord Dominic's. You can actually do that already after you finish the Eclipse. But most of the time you want to get the Eclipse, boots and collector first, and then you can go for armor pen. And then you're just gonna build straight up crit from here. Just watch your auto attacks deal ridiculous amount of damage, just straight up one shot people. Well, my team is doing good, so that's always nice. So we can just keep pushing right here. There was 2 auto attacks and he just went down just like that. He's also super far behind. But if you get these items, it doesn't really matter because you can one-shot these people. Bit unfortunate that we died right here. I'm actually not sure what happened. Quinn dodged the Q and the ultimate, I think, otherwise she would have died for sure.
An ally has been slain. Shut down.
So on that team, it's pretty much only Hecarim building armor pin. We can still go ahead and get the Lord Dominic's though. We still get a lot of damage and crit on top of the armor pin. That's gonna help a lot with Hecarim as well, and also if somebody else starts building defensively, then that will be great. If they have a team with a lot of shields, you know, Lulu, Janna and such, then you can also go for Serpent's Fang. Good thing about his auto attacks is the fact that it will push monsters and minions back, so it's insanely easy to do skull crabs. So whenever Graves is viable in the jungle, then he's played a lot. He's a very strong invader, also has a very easy time doing skull crabs. Just watch the crits we are getting from that auto attack. If somebody tries to step up, we're gonna one-shot them. Just like that. I think that crit for like 800 damage or something, so we are starting to ramp up and it's gonna get even better. We only have 3 damaging items right now. Graves has insane skilling with AD, so if we get that Infinity Edge, guys, then it's game over. Like, if you get to that point as Graves, then you should be winning most of your games. You have so much damage that even real AD assassins will not be able to keep up. And you're gonna bully those AD assassins a lot in the laning phase because Graves is so tanky with a grit passive, and then he's also super mobile and he's a ranged champion, so he's gonna bully them a lot, potentially even getting those solo kills.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
But it is always fun to play when you get fed. You have to get fed on Graves. You're playing him as an assassin, so it's vital that you are able to find those leads and the snowball. That is your goal as the assassin. Go for the squishes in team fights, look to one-shot people, and that's pretty much it. So that was the video. I hope this was helpful. As always, see you guys in the next one.